Hello Internet, I'm the Disney Brain and welcome to The Top. Last week, we took a look at what I thought were Nickelodeon's 10 best shows. This time around, well, you can probably guess that. Nick has been such a great network for so long, but like any network, with every Kenan Kel or Avatar, there's whatever the heck this was. I mean, really? A Fred TV show? You gotta be kidding me. Anyways, cut me some slack if a show you like gets placed. It's not a criticism of you as a person, just take it easy. As always, let's keep the flame wars non-existent. If you've got a show to defend, or a show that should have been on this list, let's have a respectful conversation about it. With all that said, let's kick things off with number 5. Naturally, we start things off with a show that completely missed the point of why its predecessor worked so well. They traded in the big wide world of intrigue and imagination for a prototypical teen drama that just so happens to feature the kids who used to be Rugrats. There's absolutely nothing subtle about the way Nick took one of its most popular shows and wringed it dry for more cash. If you really want an interesting animated teen drama on Nickelodeon, I'd direct you to As Told by Ginger instead. I'm not the biggest fan of it personally, but it's a solid show and way better than this continuation. Objectively speaking, All Grown Up isn't as bad as being on this list would imply, but the idea behind it was enough to place it at number 5. Strap in, guys. As we all know, it only gets worse from here.
All grown up with you. I'm never that far, no matter where you are.
This list wouldn't feel quite complete without the show that started Nick on its current downward spiral. This show barely lasted a season, and it's some of Dan Schneider's worst work, which is a big deal, since he's personally responsible for Drake and Josh, iCarly, and so many shows that people have loved over the years, only to beef it so badly with this one. Not to mention how much behind-the-scenes drama there was with the cast members not getting along, which is kind of understandable since they have to film this show. It's a pointless and unengaging crossover, it's not funny in the slightest, and this show proves that not even the legendary Dan Schneider can turn water into wine all the time. Especially with a show about babysitting. I mean, he kind of handicapped himself on that one. But, as bad as this was, it's not even his worst show. Stay tuned.
We're gonna be just fine. Now let me see the club go off when I step on the mic.
Lord have mercy on my eyes. Dan Schneider, what have you done? Perhaps the very symbol of everything that's wrong with modern Nickelodeon is represented in this show right here. It's lazy, boring, and kind of creepy on several levels. I kid you not, guys, there's an episode of Game Shakers where larger, older men are sharing a hot tub with a handful of these children after these men, all of which are likely older than 30, attend a child's birthday of which they were not invited. Jeez, it creeps me out just saying it. Not to mention Kel Mitchell, formerly part of one of the greatest comedic duos of all time, just phoning it in on this show. It's like they have to dangle his paycheck in front of his face before he agrees to say his next poorly thought out line of dialogue. I'll admit it, I haven't seen more than a few episodes of this show, but from what I've seen, there's little to no true value in watching these preteens pretend to be actors. Dan, let's talk for a minute. Stop it. Stop it right now. We both know you're better than this, so do better. I still believe in you, and I know you won't let us down again. I hope. To be fair, this barely counts as a show since its premise is so unbelievably ludicrous that you'll wonder if it's even real. To be unfair, this so-called show is so derivative, so asinine, so unbearably atrocious, so lackluster, and so sophomoric that I'm convinced Nick Cannon did it because he hates people. And yes, he's good in Drumline, but this show represents the basement of a relatively unimpressive career. This show is supposed to be an All That spinoff, which says a lot about its lack of thought, where Nick Cannon finds a random situation and changes it to make it better. What he should have said is that he changes it to make it more pointless and boring. I mean, geez, this show isn't even trying half the time. It makes watching water boil seem like the freaking Super Bowl. Thankfully, it didn't last very long for obvious reasons, so most people probably haven't seen it, don't remember it, or with any luck, will stay far the heck away from it. all those things I said about the last two shows, combine them, multiply them by 12, and then you might start to scratch the surface of the most unbearable Nick show to date. Usually, when you have a dual set of main characters, the regular trope is that one of them is kind of slow, and the other makes up for it by being more of a go-getter type. But this show feels the need to subvert that cliche by creating something several times worse, and making both main characters blockheads. Oh, but it gets worse. We've got the standard evil little girl cliche that Drake and Josh already did and did better, the standard overly smart older girl played by Ashley Argota that serves as the only thing about the show even slightly resembling a silver lining, and a standard bully, who just bullies, and acts like an overprivileged buffoon most of the time. It's every television stereotype you can think of mixed into one flaming hot mess of a program. Every single time I watched an episode of this show, attempting to find something to like about it, I'm pretty sure I lost brain cells on mere exposure alone. And in case I wasn't clear, I would recommend this show to absolutely no one. Seriously, I wouldn't wish this show on Guantanamo Bay prisoners. And while there's arguably worse shows than this one on the network, nothing more perfectly symbolizes Nickelodeon at its all-time laziest than this eyesore. It's number 1, so the list is finally done. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share it all over social media. And don't forget to follow the Disney Brain on Facebook and Twitter for updates. Links down below. The coming days will bring with it the next Liv and Maddie review, the top 10 best Gravity Falls episodes, and taking a closer look at part 2 in the Cheetah trilogy with the DCOM review. So, lots to look forward to. Until then...
I think I know how to fix a little clogged pipe. Unclog, you stupid pipe!